Hey guys, it's Audra and welcome back to 365 Projects. I am here today with my May book haul. Now I know I said I wasn't going to be buying a lot of books, but I kind of sort of did. I ended up with 14 books and 5 of them were birthday books because my birthday is in May, but I also got 4 as gift cards because I got them for like moving away gifts because we are moving in 4 days. You can kind of see behind me, that's a disaster because we're packing. And a lot of my furniture and like decor and stuff has either been packed or sold in a garage sale this past weekend. So it's kind of a hot mess, but I wanted to film this real quick because I'm not sure when the next time I'll get to film is. But anyways, let's just get into the books. So let's start with my birthday books since that was at the very beginning of the month, and I picked up for myself my first ever Once Upon a Book Club box. And these are kind of cool, so it comes with like 4 gifts, but it tells you when exactly on what page to open it, because it like goes with the storyline. So I have not yet read this, but I'm doing like a vlog to go along with it, so I'll link it below whenever I finally get a chance to do that. But the book in this one is The House on Harbor Hill, and this is kind of a historical fiction book, I believe, about 2 women dealing with domestic abuse and kind of facing the truth with that. So I'm excited to see what happens with this because it comes with page 10, page 138, so it kind of just has gifts that go along with this story. Brady, no, come here. Get back here. He just stole the pamphlet, so I'll get to clean that up later, but at least he will be calm for the rest of this video. Yeah, right. You can totally hear him ripping that to shreds. No, this isn't for you. You know that we get boxes for you, don't you? And the other 4 birthday books I got were actually all Kate Morton books, and they were like in this like designer set, I guess. I got them off eBay, so they're not in the best condition, but look how cute the covers are. I love it. So this is The Distant Hours, The Secret Keeper, butterflies in that one. We have birds on The House at Riverton, and then little flowers, I think, at the Forgotten Garden. That makes sense. Stop, Brady. You're not getting more paper. Definitely not getting any books. Get back, please. So the ones that I have already read is The Secret Keeper and The Distant Hours, and I gave both of these a 5. I have never given any of her books below a 5. They are like my favorite kind, that's like historical fiction, present day mystery, kind of like bringing together of like literary fiction in different time periods, and I love them. So the 2 I have left to read is The House at Riverton and The Forgotten Garden. So I definitely want to get to these 2 soon, but they're pretty thick books. I mean, these are definitely summer books, so that's great. So those are the 5 I got for my birthday. Let's move on to my gift card books. So the first one that I picked up is American Street, and this is a YA novel that I've heard nothing but great things about. And it is about a young girl whose mom is detained by U.S. immigration, and whether or not the price is worth paying for the American dream. And it's a finalist book for the American Book Award, and I've heard nothing but great things because it's also on Voices, so I'm excited to get into this one finally. And the next one that went along with that one was I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer. Obviously a very different kind of story. This is nonfiction work, and I believe this story actually helped them catch the Golden State Killer here recently. And so I'm excited to dig into this one, mainly because obviously it's intriguing, but the book club of teachers at the new school I'll be working at, this is their pick for the summer, and so I kind of want to have something to talk to them about, I guess, to kind of like start relationships and friendships with bookish people there. And so I definitely going to be picking this up soon. It doesn't look like it's too difficult to read for nonfiction, so I'm excited about that. And honestly, I know nothing about the Golden State Killer, which is kind of weird because I've heard that it's been on the news a lot lately. So obviously I need to get going on that. I do also notice that the introduction is by Gillian Flynn, and she's one of my favorite authors when it comes to thrillers. So definitely getting into this one like really soon. So then I got another gift card, and I chose The Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. This recently just came out, and this was the buddy read book, I guess, for the Buzzword-thon that I wasn't able to take part in, even though I really wanted to, so hopefully the next round you'll see me there. But this one I think is about a girl that brings back like her best friend and accidentally two other girls from the dead. So they're like zombies trying to figure out who killed them. It sounds weird and quirky, but really kind of brilliant at the same time. I don't know. I'm kind of like in the vibe of this since After the Wicked Deep. And so I'm excited to get to this, and I've heard nothing but fantastic things. And the cover is obviously adorable with the pins. I love everything about this, and I'm excited to get to it this summer. And the other book that I picked up with that gift card was One for the Murphys. And this is one of my absolute favorite middle grades. I'm adding to my collection of books I'm going to keep forever and always. And the last 15 pages of this one made me bawl like a baby. I have not experienced something like that with any other book. So this is about a young girl who is trying to understand why her mom has betrayed her with her relationship and her ultimately ends her in foster care. And it's just the point of view of a foster child, and it broke my heart. The ending was not what I expected. I've never read anything else quite like this. So I did buy this, and then as I'm packing, I realized I have a hardback copy of this, and it's signed to me by the author, and I completely forgot that I had it. So I think I'm going to return this and get another one to add to my collection for June, because I can't help myself. But definitely pick this one up if you haven't read it yet. So during my breast cancer journey, I have always bought a book to go with like every doctor's appointment. So I ended up with a lot of books, obviously. But they slowed down, and I last week went to a consult to get my nipples tattooed because, well, that's just a whole other video, I guess. So I got to pick up a book while on that trip, and I picked out The Home for Unwanted Girls. And I had seen this before as like a pre-order, and I was intrigued by it. But then Krista from Books and Jam convinced me to get this one. And this one gives me total vibes for like The Orphan Train or Before We Were Yours, and I love those two books. So this is set in 1950s in Quebec, and it's kind of the historical fiction of the orphanage system there. And it definitely is going to dive deep into the fact that they would put kids up for adoption or put them in the orphanage, and the orphanage didn't have enough space. And so they labeled these children as feeble-minded and then sent them to live at the asylum. So, like, it gives me chills to even think about. I know what kind of feelings I'm going to have. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be sad. I'm hoping that there's a happy ending because it's about a girl that has to give up her baby and is trying to look for that child. So this is definitely going to have to be one that I am in the mood for, like, a deep read that is emotional, because I have a feeling it's going to stick with me for a while. And I don't know. The cover is just haunting on its own, but it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to get to it. And the book that I bought today at the grocery store, because I have no chill and wanted to reward myself for packing up my stuff, so why not add another book to it, is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. All I saw on the back was that this is kind of like a romancy book about a girl who's getting married to a rich guy, but then she runs into her high school sweetheart, and their relationship was all built on books, and they talk about like the books that made them who they are, and it just looked like something up my alley, so I got it for the summer, because why not? But I still need to get to her other book, Roomies, that came out recently, and I'll add this to the pile too, I guess. And then, of course, we have my Book of the Month books, because I absolutely love that subscription, and it's the only one that I'm keeping, really. I got The Perfect Mother, and this one I believe is about a woman who loses her baby when she goes and finally like does something out with her friends, and the baby disappears. And so it's a domestic thriller. It's a pretty short one. And I want to get to this soon because my book club here is going to do this for the next book pick for the month. Even though I won't be here, I do want to send them my thoughts and kind of hear what they think. And I want to stay up to date with them because I just love my book club and I'm going to miss it so much. But it'll be okay, right? What are you doing? You just need some love? You poor thing. Nobody ever pays attention to you. And then get as close as they possibly can without actually touching you. Is that the game we're playing? Okay. And the last one from Book of the Month is Still Lies by Maria Hummel. I have not heard anything about this except the premise of it, like, really intrigued me. It reminded me of the Art Forger that I read, but this is basically like an art heist, but the heist itself is actually the artist. So it's a short thriller-ish book, and I obviously want to get to this soon, but at this point I have a stack of books over here that it's going to take me a while to get through. All right. And as always, I'm going to leave the links to the Book of the Month stuff down below that you can check out. Once again, if you get a subscription started underneath my link, you get a free book for the first time, and then I get a free book as well, and you can kind of start that rolling with your own friends if you want to join in the fun. And the last one I picked up for the month is my teacher book for the month, and that is Help for Billy, a Beyond Consequences approach to helping challenging children in the classroom. So a lot of our talks lately have been about trauma, and this is a fantastic one that I've heard of. I think it kind of like goes a lot into like how home life and trauma affects a child, and it like parallels two kids along the way, one that's been traumatized and one that is not, and like how their brains work and what they need from us as teachers. So if you're a teacher, check this one out. It's the one that we are hearing about at all of our trauma-informed things. And yeah, there you go. So those are all the books that I bought in the month of May. It's a lot more than I intended, but I'm just going to roll with it at this point. You may or may not get a haul from me next month. It kind of depends on how many books I have. I want to try to keep it down to 5 a month, but obviously I can't even keep myself accountable at this point. So anyways, until next time, bye guys.